San Isidro, Texas, and again, I'm Joe Bowling. My wife Dahlia is on the camera. What should be a good matchup here between two teams that are eyeing a district title. Last year's district champions, Lady Tigers, are trying to duplicate what they achieved last year. And right now, in front of them is a team that beat them earlier in the year, the San Perlita Lady Trojans, which had been running the table in this district until they ran into Rivera Copper on Tuesday when they lost for the first time to the Lady Seahawks. That sets up this matchup between these two teams with a chance for the Tigers to avenge an earlier season loss and pull into a tie with San Perlita atop the standings in the district play. The Lady Trojans can get right back on track with a victory here, and they'll take a major hold on the district crown with just 3 games remaining on the regular season in district play. Tigers and Trojans. It's a Friday night. Again, I normally would be at a football game, but this one had too many implications. Just too good an opportunity here to showcase the smaller schools which do not have football on a Friday night. And welcome to a broadcast of volleyball here this evening. I told you guys when I started this, I was going to be equal coverage when it comes to the sports, boys, girls, across the board. Welcome to live coverage of high school volleyball on a Friday from San Isidro, Texas. This is Real Sports Live.
Time to worry. We'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Back here on Real Sports Live on our pregame show as we continue to watch the two teams taking their warm-ups. San Perlita Lady Trojans going through their hitting routine. San Isidro Lady Tigers are anxiously watching them and eager to get on the court and unleash their hitting barrage during this pregame warm-up. While we have our time here on our pregame show, we thank you again for watching our games, and we ask that you at home, if you're watching on our social media sites, on our Facebook side, please be sure to share the link to other fans who may not know these games are going on. And also we ask for you to follow our games, also follow our page and like our page on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we do have more and more fans that are tuning in on the YouTube channel. Our Roku channel has our premium game of the night, so those of you watching on our Roku, we welcome you aboard as well. On our pregame show, we get to our Hacienda Ford keys to the game. Hacienda Ford in Edinburgh, Texas, one of our sponsors, one of our title sponsors here on Real Sports Live. And our keys to the game for tonight, for the Lady Trojans, they need more aggressive net play. This team thrives when they are playing defense, but they get even better when their net play establishes themselves in the games. They also need to attack from the serve. In the first go-around between these two teams, it was a San Perlita serving that really told the story, as they had the Tigers off balance for most of the night in a victory that was back in San Perlita. And the blockers need to be aggressive. Most likely the Tigers are going to come in here with a very aggressive approach at the net themselves, and therefore the net play on the defense, those blockers had need to bring a big game tonight for the Lady Trojans. For the Lady Tigers, obviously the return to serve is a key to the game here. Lady Tigers struggled in that department the first time around in the San Perlita, and returning serves important to establish the rallies. Pressure at the net, they do have hitters that can come at you. Jordan Garcia, when she's at the front of the net, is as good as any hitter you'll see. When she's there, she needs to be aggressive and apply pressure at the net. And then get the crowd involved. It's a big crowd here always at San Isidro, and when San Perlita's in town, the crowd gets even bigger, and you can take advantage of that as the home team. That's our Hacienda Ford keys to the game. Hacienda Ford in Edinburgh, Texas. If you're in the market for a new car, a used car, or service to your car, Hacienda Ford. Proud to be a part of our sponsorship program here on Real Sports Live, an advertiser, as well as backing the community events such as high school athletes throughout the Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back with the continued pregame show from San Isidro. It's high school volleyball on a Friday night. San Isidro and San Perlita on Rio Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12 grand off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Inmates, you are now property of Cell Block X.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Back here's our pregame show continues here on Rio Sports Live. The San Isidro Lady Tigers out there taking their hitting practice as we are about 3 minutes from the opening serve according to the clock, which is running down. Again, Friday night we can go live video on any sport other than football, and thus it made sense where you could be here for this broadcast of this big game between these two teams, a rivalry game, and more importantly, a shot at claiming the top spot in the district, either outright if you're San Perlita, or taking a share of the crown if you're the San Isidro Lady Tigers. A couple of minutes before the opening tip-off. Opening serve coming up after this. And I'll tell you about some additional broadcasts right after this.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias, su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Back here in our pregame show between San Perlita and San Isidro. Both teams concluding their hitting, and now we're going through the service warm-ups. Meanwhile, they're getting set to announce the teams to the crowd here on hand. A big crowd as expected here on a volleyball night in San Isidro. Basketball season just around the corner. Wait till you see some of the crowds that show up for those games when we start broadcasting on the basketball side. Want to remind you, basketball fans, that we will have coverage of a little high school basketball preseason style on this Sunday, just a couple of days away from the Rio Grande Valley Basketball Coaches Association preseason basketball tournament. That'll be taking place in San Benito, and we'll be at the main gym with the first game tipping off between San Benito and San Perlita. That's scheduled for an 8 o'clock tip-off on Sunday, and we'll follow that through its conclusion with the championship game on the girls' side set for 2 o'clock, and the boys' championship game is set for 3 o'clock. We did that last year as we broadcast the Rio Grande Valley Coaches Association preseason tournament. We'll do it again from San Benito. That's on Sunday. I want to remind you again, we have additional broadcasts coming your way tonight on the football side. Pioneers at Sherryland. We'll have that one covered with J.R. Gully at the call. Hannah at Harlingen. That'll be a big game in District 32 6A. Aaron Sines will have the call on that one. Lopez at Pace down in Brownsville at Sam Stadium. Jacob Young has the call on that ball game. Mission at PSJA North. The PSJA School District will be handling that one. And on the small school side, Raymondville travels to Rio Hondo. We'll have that broadcast for you as well. Those will be all live audio games, as there's no video allowed on a Friday night for high school football on the live side. We'll have replays as soon as those games are concluded. But again, coverage of football alive and well tonight on Rio Sports Live with those 5 different venues covering the Upper Valley, Mid Valley, and Lower Valley across the board. Tomorrow we've got volleyball action. Mission Veterans is at Pioneer, Los Fresnos at Rivera, and Rio Grande City at Porter. We're going to try to cover all of those. That Rio Grande City Porter game, by the way, is a football game tomorrow night from Sam Stadium. I'll be down there for the call of that one. That'll be live video. Then we have the preseason basketball tournament on Sunday. Monday, the McAllen 8-on-8 Men's League starts up with their fall season, and we'll be there to broadcast 4 games from the main field on that one. Next Tuesday, Harlingen at Harlingen South Volleyball, Mission at McAllen Row, and Sherryland at Mission Veterans are showcase games right now, and I'm adding games as we speak. Both teams having their teams introduced to the crowd. We'll have the opening serve. San Perlita takes on San Isidro. This is high school volleyball on Rio Sports Live.
New year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Inside a top-secret, highly classified government laboratory, an experimental killer virus has breached containment. You and your team have 60 minutes to find the antivirus. Book your adventure today at trappedragv.com.
Back here after the playing of the national anthem, both teams having their introductions, and now we are having the final meetings on the sidelines before we start this game between San Isidro and San Perlita. Want to run over our Hacienda Ford keys to the game once again before this one starts. Trojans are going to need to be aggressive at the net, attack from the serve, and blockers be aggressive. Lady Tigers will need to return serves much better than they did the first time around in these teams matched. Pressure at the net, they can bring it with the big hitters. They need to apply that from start to finish and get the crowd involved. It's a big crowd here as always in San Isidro. That can propel a team, especially in the sport of volleyball, where momentum can rule the day. Two teams meet out at the net. And we are set for the opening serve of this one between San Isidro and San Perlita. Appreciate you joining us again, fans watching on our social media site. Be sure you share the link on our Facebook. Help us get the word out to other fans that may not be aware that we're broadcasting volleyball here, especially on a Friday night, when normally during football season, yours truly will be sitting in a press box somewhere throughout the Rio Grande Valley. Still nursing my voice back to health. Was under the weather last week. It's been a good 14 days, and it's still not to 100%. I'm still at about 65 to 70% on my voice, so apologies there out of the gate if I may have to take a break during this broadcast. Lady Trojans will be in the red uniforms with the white trim, and they'll be serving it up. Back at the service line to start this one off is Karime Rojas. Puts it across, played by the Tigers. They'll set it up on the left side, hit over by Karina Perez. Second hit over by the Trojans. Tigers go on the attack again, this time a middle set. Free ball for the Trojans to work with. High set, hit across that time. Played though, and it'll continue on. Megan Kinney that time on that set. Trojans on the first rally of the game. It's a long rally, in the net it goes. Point scored. Tigers go up 1-0. Tigers up 1-0 here in this ball game. Tigers serve it up. Trojans on the return of serve. Put that ball across. High set, this time at the net, tipped over, back corner. Rojas there to play that for the Trojans. One-handed in the net, point scored. Tigers go on 2-0. Next serve across by the Tigers. Megan Kinney two-hands that over, and the back row is there to play that. Free ball for the Trojans to work with, looking for their first big hit. Set it up for Kinney, punches it over the blockers. Tigers there to cover that, back row plays it again. Hit over by Perez. Trojans set up Kinney again, reaches up, gets that block, ball at the net, challenge there, down it goes, point scored. Tigers as Jordan Garcia dominating at the net. Jordan Garcia with the kill after the block. Ball across, Trojans work the ball on the back row. Karime Perez puts that over. Tigers trying to set up Garcia. Jordan Garcia reaches back. That's partially blocked by the Trojans and covered. That one was sailing out, played by the Tigers. Rally continues. Back row there to play that time for the Trojans. That's Brisetta Maldonado. Big hit. That one goes out of bounds. Tigers with an early lead here in game one, up 4-0. San Perlita lost for the first time in district play on Tuesday night when they fell to Rivera Coffer, the Lady Seahawks, in a 5-game thriller. Trojans from the back row hit that in the net, and a quick 5-0 lead. Tigers on top. Timeout called by San Perlita. Check off a couple of marks on the keys of the game early for the Tigers, dominating the net, getting the crowd involved. They lead 5-0 back after this.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to... Back here in San Isidro on a Friday night, the Lady Tigers will be serving it up. They lead 5-0 in the ball game. Back of the line, continuing to serve is Nicole Delgado. Delgado has served up 4 in a row while being at the service line. Puts this one across, just across. That's an ace. 6-0 Tigers on an ace served up by Nicole Delgado. Tigers in the black uniforms with the gold trim, a little blue trim as well. And an early 6-0 lead here in game 1. Delgado ready to serve again. Over, played by the Trojans. Second hit over. Delgado there to pass it. The set by Perez, the hit, and it's blocked back at you. Point send Perlita on a block by Modesta Garcia. Makes it a 6-1 game. Back to serve for the Lady Trojans. Elisa Nieto. Nieto puts that into play with a line drive knuckleball serve. Played by the Tigers. Garcia two hands it over. Trojans work it from the back row area. Setting it up for Jasmine Rodriguez, and that goes out of bounds. Point to the Tigers. They go up 7-1. Substitution in the game for San Isidro. Maria Rendon in the game on the front row. Meanwhile, back to serve, Karina Perez. Perez, a right-handed server, looking for the back right corner. There is ball played by Rojas. Ball over on the Tigers side, and they'll set it up. Cross court, looking for the hit, Mia Alvarado. Played by the Trojans. Good job defensively. Ball back on the Tigers side. They'll set it up again, this time for Garcia. Spikes it, punched up in the air, kept alive by Rojas. Ball back on the Tigers side. Again, they'll go for the quick pass. The set, it's out high. Spike across is down and in. Point Tigers. They kept applying pressure and go up 8-1. Next serve across by Karina Perez coming up. Deep serve, that one carries out of bounds. Service there, scores a point. Check that they call that in. Back judge had called that out, but the official at the net called it in. Served by Perez, across, played by the Trojans. Ball over on the Tigers side. They'll race back to cover that. Free opportunity here for the Trojans. Second hit over. Tigers right there to play that. Now they'll set it up across the net. Spiked over. Played by the Trojans. Second hit over again. Tigers right back at you on the attack. Trojans trying to set it up again. This time a back row set. Back row there to play that. Nice play by Perez. Set up, and it's a block, but it's covered by the Tigers. They'll set it up again at the net. Tipped over by Garcia. Trojans there. Play it back over on the Tiger side. Back on the Trojan side. Garcia with a second hit. Right back at you is Jordan Garcia for the Tigers. Keeps it in play. Set up Garcia. Spikes it over the blockers, and a lift called. Point Tigers. 10-1 lead here in game 1 for San Isidro. Karina Perez to serve again. Deep serve, that's an ace. Perez serves up an ace. It's an 11-1 game. Double-digit lead for San Isidro. Karina Perez ready to serve again. Line drive serve. Played up high this time by the Trojans. Set up Rodriguez. Hits it over, and that's out of bounds. And look out here. He's heading right in our direction on the scorer's table. Makes it 11-2 game. Lady Trojans will serve it up. Back to the line, Modesta Garcia. Her serve into play. Line drive down the line. That's an ace for the Trojans. Makes it 11-3. With some extra pace on that serve, Modesta Garcia. She'll serve again. Deep serve this time. That is in on the back row. Back-to-back aces for Garcia. Just in on the back row. San Perlita scored 3 in a row after trailing by 10. Garcia to serve again. This one just off the net. That's in. Another ace. That's 4 in a row. Makes it 11-5 game as Modesta Garcia. Timeout call by the Tigers. All Modesta Garcia right now. Trojans coming back. This is Real Sports Live.
Time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-up, 3-down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-up, 3-down fishing tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Quite a run for Modesta Garcia at the service line. She serves up another ace after the timeout, and another. That's 6 aces in a row served up by Modesta Garcia for San Perlita. They trail by 4 at 11-7. Garcia to serve again. Gets that off the net. Another ace. 7 in a row. That's an unbelievable run for the Lady Trojans. Modesta Garcia will serve it up again. That's a cross. Played back across by the Tigers. Trojans now setting up the offense. Hit it over. The Tigers with a chance to get Garcia off that service line. Good set for Jordan Garcia. Down it goes on the kill. Jordan Garcia did not miss on the opportunity. She'll now rotate back to serve for San Isidro. Meanwhile, Modesta Garcia has a seat on the Trojan bench. Single-handedly brought her team back in this ball game here in game 1 in this best of 5. That's off the rafters, and that'll be a point scored for the Tigers. San Isidro back up by 5. Again, that was such a huge deficit. An early 10-point lead for the Lady Tigers. And even with the strength on those serves by Garcia, as Jordan Garcia serves one out of bounds, even after that string of aces, Trojans were still looking up on the scoreboard, trailing. Back to serve now is Megan Kinney. Games go to 25, best of 5 series. We get to game 5, that's the 15. Kinney serves up, an ace. And that was the strength of San Perlita the first time around between these two teams. It was the Trojans serving that kept their hopes alive in securing the victory on their home floor. Megan Kinney to serve again. Line drive serve played by the back row. Jordan Garcia back there to play it. Free ball for the Trojans to work with. Good pass, a high set, big swing off the net. Played by the Tigers, another big swing. Back row, that's it! Karime Rojas. Two-point game. Kinney to serve it up again. Megan Kinney for the San Perlita Lady Trojans. Line drive serve, that one carries out of bounds. Service error, scores a point for the Tigers. And again, although momentum swung onto the San Perlita side, it was the quick start by the San Isidro Lady Tigers that has them still in control with a 3-point lead as they serve it up. Serve across by Roma Elizondo. Played by the Trojans from the back row. They'll play it over. Tigers will try to set up this time on a middle set. Big swing by Alvarado. That's down and in for a point. Nicole Delgado that time on the kill. Elizondo to serve again. 4-point lead San Isidro as Elizondo puts it into play. That carries out of bounds. San Perlita scores. Back to serve is Jasmine Rodriguez. Checking into the game as a substitute, Araceli Nieto. Nieto to the front row. Deep serve this time, played by the Tigers all the way over on the Trojan side. Kinney with a pass. A high set this time over on the right side to Aaliyah Garcia. Ball on the Tiger side. A high set at the net. Challenge there. Ball still alive. Rally continues. Tigers looking to the back corner. Get the point. Tigers turn that into a scoring opportunity, as that ball may have been heading out of bounds on the back row. Back to serve is Kenya Ortiz. Ortiz, the right-handed server, puts that over. Kenny on the return of serve, right up near the net. They'll back set that. Get it back over on the Tiger side. Set by Delgado. They'll set it to the middle, tipped over. Kenny there to play that for the Trojans. Set up by Nieto, two-handed over by Garcia. Ball back on the Tiger side. Big swing, that carries too far out of bounds. Trojans score, they're back to within 3. 16-13, and Modesta Garcia returns to the game for the Lady Trojans. Meanwhile, back to serve, Aaliyah Garcia for San Perlita. And she serves up an ace. And these serves are providing the strength right now on the offensive end for the Lady Trojans. Aaliyah Garcia to serve again, her team down by a couple. Puts that one across, played by the Tigers all the way over on the Trojan side. Garcia two hands that over. Tigers there to cover that. Try to set it up this time for Karina Perez, played by the Trojans. Second hit over. Perez on the pass. They'll set her again on that far left side. Spikes it across. Back row there to play that. Aaliyah Garcia keeps it in play. But a point scored on the set attempt. Tigers back up by 3. They've maintained control of the lead throughout the game. Mia Alvarado back at the service line. Jump serve. Across, played nicely by the Trojans. They'll set it up. Tipped over that time by Rojas. Set up Jordan Garcia. Swings away. Played by Aaliyah Garcia for the Trojans. The pass goes in the net. Points scored for the Lady Tigers. They're back up 4. Substitution in the game now for San Perlita. Nieto back into the ball game. Takes a spot on the front row. Meanwhile, another serve by Alvarado. Deep serve, that is an ace. Tigers back up by 5, 19-14. Timeout call by San Perlita. Tigers on the prowl, leading. Game 1 continues.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Served up for the Lady Tigers is welcome back here as we were on the break. Lady Tigers took that timeout and continue to lead here in this game. Another point scored by the Tigers. They're back up 7. (21-14) game. Another point scored by the Tigers. Back up by 8 now. 22-14. Mia Alvarado to serve again. just off the net. Perez is there to play that for the Trojans. Ball back on the Tigers side. High set in the middle, punched over, played by the Trojans. They'll go on the offense, set it up. Spiked across, that's into the point. Karime Rojas on the kill. Trojans still down by 7. One time they trailed by as many as 10 here in game number 1. Rojas back to serve. First serve across is in the net, an ace. Got across, the pass from Alvarado directly into the net. No chance for the front row to dig that out for the San Isidro Tigers. And of the points scored by San Perlita, 80% of them have come on service aces. This time, another ace served up by Karime Perez. Rojas, that is. Rojas ready to serve again. 5-point game. Game 1 of the best of 5. Karime Rojas is ready. Or is she? Gets a reset there by the official. Now we're ready for the serve. That's in the net. Point to the Tigers. They're now 2 away from capturing game 1. They avenged an earlier season loss, which happened here on their home floor. The Tigers went to Rivera Coffer and swept them in 3 games. Fans were shocked at how easy they made that look. There's an ace served up by the Tigers, and they're now 1 away from taking game 1 here convincingly. Nicole Delgado at the service line. Delgado ready. Serves it across and played by the Trojans. Dug out of the net. They'll hit it over. Tigers looking to put the game 1 away. Set up Jordan Garcia. Swings away. Down it goes. Point scored. Tigers win game 1. 25-17. San Isidro takes the lead here in this series. Game 2 back after this.
Habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Game 1 belongs to the San Isidro Lady Tigers as they jump out to an 11-1 lead and then hold on while the San Perlita Lady Trojans have a mid-game rally and then extend back out to an 8-point win in 25-17 as we get set for game 2 of this best of 5. Tigers will be serving to start the game. Nicole Delgado back at the service line. Delgado puts it into play. Short serve played by the Trojans back over on the Tigers side. They'll set it up in the middle. Jordan Garcia punches that over, played by the Trojans. Trying to set up something. They'll get it to Megan Kinney. 2 hands it over. Tigers there to cover that. Set up Jordan Garcia again. Swings away off the block. Point Tigers. 1-0 on a kill by Jordan Garcia. That keeps Delgado at the line to serve. Nicole Delgado ready to serve it up. Short serve played by the Trojans right at the net, played back over. Trojans now two-hand that over. Tigers go on the set to Garcia again, got it off the block, covered by the Trojans, back on the Tiger side. Ball up at the net, they can't dig it out. Point scored, Tigers. Like that time, the Trojans were a little off balance at the net. Trying to cover that point. Serve over by Delgado, played by the Trojans. Garcia there, tries to put that one away, back on the Tiger side. Set up Jordan Garcia again, swings away, and got the kill. Tigers up 3-0. Again, in game one, they just jumped out, clicking on all cylinders. In the blink of an eye, led 11-1. Up early here in game two, Delgado to serve it again. Gets that over, played by the Trojans. Set up Megan Kinney, reaches high, spikes it across, played by the Tigers. Set up on the right side this time. Block back at you. Modesta Garcia on the block for the Trojans. 3-1 game. Karime Rojas back to serve. Rojas for the Lady Trojans ascend Perlita. Line drive, nice return of serve. Ball back at the net though. Tipped over by Kinney, looking for the angle. That's in for the point. Megan Kinney finds the right spot. 3-2 game. Back at the line to Rojas, ready to serve again. A line drive, that's an ace. We're tied at 3. Karime Rojas on the ace. Those service points accounted for most of the points in game one for the Lady Trojans. And that's a bundle when you look up and see the 17 spot. That's a return of serve. It scores a point for the Tigers. Was headed right down the sideline. Rojas was there for a moment. Hesitated as she thought Alicia Nieto was going to get there. Tigers back on top, they'll serve. Karina Perez. Deep serve, that angle's out of bounds. A service error ties the game at 4 apiece. Trojans now will substitute again as Araceli Nieto checks in. Fans who are watching, again, I ask if you share the link so the other fans will know this game is going on. Volleyball on a Friday night is a kind of a rarity here during the high school football season. Second hit over on the Tiger side. They'll set it up high. Spiked off the net, off the block. Point scored on a kill by Kenya Ortiz. Tigers back up at 5-4. Jordan Garcia back at the service line. Short serve, played by the Trojans. Two-handed over, here come the Tigers trying to set it up. From the back row, big swing. Nice dig that time by the Trojans off the back row. Kinney, two hands to the back corner, played by the Tigers of San Isidro. Back set right side, tipped over. Trojans there to play that again. Modesta Garcia puts it over on the back row of the Tigers. Ball alive, still on the back row. Good opportunity here for San Perlita. A back set again. This time they'll tip it over down the corner, played by the Tigers. Jordan Garcia eases that over. Kinney with a pass. They'll back set Kinney off that back row. Block back at you in the net called. Point scored for the Tigers. They go up 2. 6-4 lead San Isidro. They took game one if you're just joining us. San Isidro Lady Tigers on top by a couple here. Jordan Garcia with a serve across, played by the San Perlita Trojans. Ball just over the net, played by the Tigers. High set that time. Again, that's Nicole Delgado at the net, orchestrating this offense. Trojans play it over. Tigers have to dig it out of the net. They can't do it. Point scored, San Perlita. 6-5, and all eyes now back to the serve coming up by Modesta Garcia, who in game one, her first trip through the service line, she served up 7 in a row that were all aces. First serve here. Across, played by the Tigers. Back row there to play that. Rally continues as the Trojans will try to set it up and keep Garcia at that service line. Spiked across on the angle, that carries out of bounds. Advantage swings Tigers' way on that as they get Garcia off that line. Now the Tigers will substitute into the game as Roma Elizondo checks in to serve. Elizondo, a right-handed server for the Lady Tigers. Back row of the Trojans there to play that. Kenny keeps it on the back row. Hit over by Jasmine Rodriguez. Tigers set it up in the middle. Alvarado reaches back for the extra hit. Ball back over on the Tigers side. Set it up this time on the outside left. That's Kenya Ortiz, puts it away. Ortiz on the kill from the outside left. Tigers up 3. Roma Elizondo will serve again. Gets that across, played by the San Perlita Trojans. Ball up high, tipped over on the Tiger side. They'll set it to the middle. Alvarado tried to kill it, hits it in the net. Point scored San Perlita. Megan Kinney back to serve now for San Perlita Lady Trojans. Puts that a deep serve, carries out of bounds. Service error allows the Tigers to maintain a 3-point lead and immediately go back on the offense. As they'll serve as Kenya Ortiz back to serve it up. Trojans there to play that, still on the back row. Eased over on the Tiger side, good chance here for them to set something up. High set middle, Alvarado looking for the back corner, out of bounds it goes. This much different than what we saw in the first game. That one carries out. Tigers go back up by 3. .10-7 game. Jump serve across, played by Kenny of the Trojans. Back row there to play that, Garcia. Then Kenny comes back to help out. Ball back over on the Tiger side. Second hit over, back on the Trojan side. Rojas there to play that over. High set this time. Jordan Garcia off the block, scores a point for the Tigers. Jordan Garcia, it's an 11-7 game. Timeout called San Perlita. Tigers on top by 4. Game 2 continues.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health.
Bring it back here. San Perlita Lady Trojans down by 3, serving up. An 11-8 game turns 12-8 as the Tigers are able to score. That time they shot a ball over in our direction. I was ready for it. Last one took me by surprise. Not this time. Serve over, played by the Tigers, hit over by Garcia. Rojas to swing away for the Trojans. Nice dig that time. That was off the ceiling. Ball back over on the Trojan side. Set it up in the middle. Tigers back on the attack. Set it up. Jordan Garcia against the block. Puts it away. Jordan Garcia, another big kill. 13-8 game. Serve over by the Tigers. Trojans play that over, right back on the Tigers side. They'll quickly set it up. That's Delgado running the show. Elizondo puts it over. Trojan set it up. This is Rojas on the angle. That is in for the point for the Trojans of San Perlita. 13-8 game. That looked like that was out of bounds on the sideline. Official on the far side of the court, closer than I am, made the call, called it in. Karime Rojas to serve for the Trojans. They've been trailing all night. That one carries out of bounds. Tigers back up by 6. Check that 5 at 14-9. Serve coming up by Karina Perez. Short serve across, ball up at the net. Challenge there, still alive as the Tigers wait. Set it up in the middle, spiked across. That's too far, out of bounds it goes. Trojans score the point. Makes it a 14-10 game. Jasmine Rodriguez now checks in, front row for the San Perlita Lady Trojans. Meanwhile, Alyssa Nieto to serve. Nieto with a deep serve. Played on the back row. Tigers can't get there. That's an ace. That's the one shining spot for San Perlita here tonight thus far through game 1 and into game 2. As they continue to dominate at the serving here in this game. Relying a lot on those aces though. Tigers this time return the serve, set it up, swing away. That's Ortiz, played by the Trojans. Kinney tips that right down the middle of the defense. Played by Maria Rendon right there. Ball back over on the Trojan side. They'll set it up again, this time for Rodriguez. Off the net, swings away. Dug nicely by Mia Alvarado. Second hit over on the Trojan side. They'll attack again. Set it up again. Better set for Rodriguez. Puts that in the back corner, but out of bounds. Tigers up 4. Jasmine Rodriguez had the right idea. Just missed in that back corner. Kenya Ortiz back to serve. Or check that, Jordan Garcia back to serve. Short serve played by the Trojans up near the net. Second hit over. Garcia with the pass. A set by Delgado. A hit by Ortiz, played by the Trojans. And they will not get it across. Point scored by the Tigers. San Isidro up by 5. Jordan Garcia to serve it up. Short serve played by the Trojans of San Perlita. Set up Modesta Garcia. That's too strong off the back row. Tigers back up by 6 at 17-11. Jordan Garcia to serve again. Tigers won the first game. Leading here in game 2. Having trailed here tonight on their home floor. Kenny puts that across. Garcia to play it. A high set. This time Ortiz swings away. That carries out of bounds. Modesta Garcia back to serve for the Lady Trojans. She can duplicate what she did in game 1. She would give her team the lead before she exits the serving line. There's an ace. Not the first. Certainly for Modesta Garcia here tonight. 4-point game as Garcia is ready to serve again. Modesta Garcia to put it into play. Played this time by the Tigers. They will not get it over. Keeps Garcia at the line. Cuts the lead to 3. Trojans serving again. Modesta Garcia has been a powerful server here in tonight's game. Short serve this time. That carries in the net. Tigers back up by 4. They'll substitute in the game as Roma Elizondo checks back in. She'll serve. And an 18-14 game 2. Elizondo already puts it into play. Played by the Trojans of San Perlita, back on the Tigers side. A high set this time. Kenya Ortiz reaches back row there to play that. That's Perla Moreno. Nothing doing as the Tigers score again. Marino wanted to get a little more lift on that return of serve. 5-point lead for the Lady Tigers. Next serve goes out of bounds. Trojans back to within 4. Reminding you, our basketball coverage is coming your way on Sunday with the RGV Coaches Basketball Association preseason tournament from San Benito. Serve in the net that time by the Lady Trojans. Tigers back up by 5. 20-15. My wife Dahlia running the camera today after a full day of work. Our appreciation there as most of our crews are out at football games near you. Ball back on the Trojans side. They will not get it across. That's another point for the Tigers, and they go back up 6. They won the first one by 8, led by as many as 10. Currently the 6-point lead, the biggest of the second game, all by the Tigers. They've led start to finish here tonight. That serve goes in the net. 5-point game. Trojans will serve it up as Julissa De Luna checks in to serve. De Luna, a right-handed server. Puts that across, deep serve played by the Tigers of San Isidro. Set it up, a big approach that time for Karina Perez, and that's a point scored for the Tigers off the kill by Perez. Back to a 6-point lead. Mia Alvarado to serve. Jump serve across. Ball back on the Tigers side on the return. This time eased over. Trojans with a good chance here to score on a high set. Rojas puts that over. Tigers scramble, recover, and get it back on the Trojan side. San Perlita set it up this time. Again for a big swing that time. Played on the defensive end as Rojas nearly put that one away. Trojans setting it up again. This time for Garcia. Tips it to the back corner. Right there's Kenya Ortiz to play that ball. Tigers on the approach. Swing away. Nice play again. Garcia tried to put that one away. It's off the rafters. Point scored, Tigers. It started with a hit by Karina Perez. It ricocheted right back, and then Jordan Garcia able to end that rally. 7-point lead for the Tigers. They'll serve again. Jump serve across. Knuckleballs over to the Trojan side, and that's an ace. Tigers up 24-16, one away from capturing game 2 and taking a commanding lead in this best-of-5 series. Jump serve across, played by the Trojans. They'll get that over. Tigers looking to set it up to end this one. Set up Garcia, ball too far across. Taken by the Trojans, they'll score the point. Karime Rojas there to put it away. Trojans now, Aaliyah Garcia back to serve. Modesta Garcia checks back in on the front row for San Perlita. They need to score 7 in a row to extend this game. Anything less than that, Tigers go up 2-0 in the series. Tigers get the ball over. Trojans setting it up for Modesta Garcia. Tips it over, played by the Tigers. They'll set it up for Jordan Garcia. Swings away. Nice dig by Aaliyah Garcia on the San Perlita side. Ball back on the Tigers side. San Perlita now going on the approach on the offensive end. Rojas off the block. That's a point scored. Trojans stave off a game point. That one went off the block. Now, there's some confusion on the official side as they're going to question this. The official nearest us, who walks over to the net judge, said he clearly saw a deflection. And this game continues at 24-18. Aaliyah Garcia to serve. She'll serve it up here. That got the attention of everyone in the gym. Told you this crowd is here in force. Tigers ease it over. Trojans down by 6, set up Modesta Garcia. Spiked it across this time, and a point scored for the Trojans. (24-19), timeout called by the Tigers. They lead by 5, 1 point away from taking game 2. We continue after this.
High blood pressure, or gained weight. Let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's health care is done.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
Cold War Moscow.
Take your pick here, Lady Trojans, Lady Tigers. Crowd equally loud for both teams as we resume play after the timeout in game 2. Tigers put it over. Trojans on the rally, set it up. Karime Rojas tips it over the blockers. Nice coverage there by Elizondo. Then the ball spiked right down. Point scored, San Perlita. 24-20 game. Lady Trojans trying to stave a huge comeback here. Trailing by 4. Aaliyah Garcia to serve again. Just off the net. That is a point not scored as the Tigers are able to recover. Trojans going on the attack. Set up Modesta Garcia. Swings away. Back row. Out of bounds. Point scored. Tigers take game 2. 25-20. A 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Game 3 coming up from San Isidro between San Perlita and San Isidro. This is Rio Sports Live.
Counterintelligence spies have been captured. The only thing between you and certain doom is a ticking time bomb. The newest thrilling escape game from Trapped RG. Mission Moscow.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
You can see here at San Isidro, that crowd I talked about, they are here in force backing their Lady Tigers. There's a big crowd also here representing the San Isidro side. As always, in games we broadcast here in this gym, the atmosphere is just terrific, whether it's volleyball or basketball. And the rivalry between these two teams, between these two schools, is alive and well. As at the volleyball side, in this season, San Perlita held serve at home, took down the Lady Tigers. Thus far here in the first 2 games of this best of 5, the Lady Tigers have taken the 2 games, 25-17 and 25-20. In each game, San Perlita showed the ability to come from behind. But it was the San Isidro Lady Tigers that established the lead early in game 1, midway in game 2, but nonetheless continued to make San Perlita play in a comeback fashion. This time, the Trojans will start by serving, and Modesta Garcia, who by far has been the strongest server of the evening, either team, stands at the line for the Lady Trojans. First serve of game 3. Is a cross played right back on the Trojan side. They'll set it up, this time on the left side. Spiked across, and a point scored. Trojans go on top for the first time in the night. 1-0 to start game 2, or check that, game 3. Modesta Garcia will serve again. Garcia with a jump serve, gets it across. That's an ace. 2-0 Trojans on top here in game 3. You could see the strategy evolving as coach for the Lady Trojans was determining who she was going to start this game serving, and it's Garcia all the way. Thus far, has provided 2 points out of the gate. Return a serve this time by the Tigers. Trojans go on the attack, setting up Megan Kinney off the net. Plays that over on the San Isidro side. Middle set, free ball coming again for the Trojans to work with. Set it up high, this time Aaliyah Garcia. Spikes that off the block of Jordan Garcia. Tigers set it right back to Jordan Garcia. Played by the Trojans. Off the net this time, hit across by Jasmine Rodriguez. Ball back on the Tigers side, better set this time. Jordan Garcia, blocked by Aaliyah Garcia. Point Trojans. San Perlita up 3-0 here in game number 3. Modesta Garcia will serve again. Gets that one across. Played by the Tigers all the way across on the Trojan side. High pass of the net. Tipped over. Aaliyah Garcia on the second hit. Scores another. 4-0 out of the gate here in game 3. Aaliyah Garcia. Strong play at the net. Meanwhile, Modesta Garcia to serve again. It's a 4-0 lead. Gets that just across. Played by the Tigers up near the net. Ball off the block. Ball back over. Point scored. Trojans go up 5-0. Timeout called by the Tigers. San Perlita alive and well in game 3. They trail 2-0 in the best of 5. Game 3 continues.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Services have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
A 5-1 game as the Tigers score out of the timeout. Make it a 6-1 game as the Trojans are able to score again. Our football broadcasts are starting to come to life here on Real Sports on a Friday night, but video of a volleyball matchup for you. A little extra bonus coverage here of volleyball. From San Isidro, Jordan Garcia hits that across, played by Megan Kinney of the San Perlita Lady Trojans. Ball back over in the back corner. Tracked down that time by Mia Alvarado. Spike across, played by Kinney. Nice job on the back row as Marina able to keep that one alive. Ball in the net against the Tigers. Trojans go up 7-1. By the way, coach for the Lady Trojans, Griselda Rubalcaba. I had my notes switched here thanks to a quick text and some assistance there on the fly from our crew who's setting up in Raymondville, Rio Hondo game. 7-1 game here in game 3. Lady Trojans trying to keep the pressure. Blocked by Jordan Garcia for the Tigers. They score at 7-2. Jordan Garcia with a block of that Karime Rojas hit. Tigers ready to serve it up. Karina Perez. In the net it goes. Points scored Trojans. In games 1 and 2, San Isidro led start to finish. Here in game 3, out of the gate, the Trojans have the lead, maintain it, and then they serve one out of bounds. And it's trimmed back to a 5-point lead. Quick substitution for San Perlita as Julissa De Luna heads to the back row. Meanwhile, Jordan Garcia serves. Kinney there on the pass. High set off the net, two-handed over, played by the Tigers of San Isidro. Right back on the Trojan side of San Perlita. A high set right side, and Aaliyah Garcia puts it down. Aaliyah Garcia by far carrying this team here in game 3 with her play at the net. She rotates back to serve. Modesta Garcia replaces her on the front row. Line drive serve played by the Tigers. Ball across, played on the Trojan side. Set it up. Rojas tips it over. Played by the Tigers, trying to set it up at the net. In the net call. That's a point scored for the Trojans. 2 hits called against the Tigers of San Isidro. Aaliyah Garcia to serve again. Garcia ready. Puts that one across. Played off the rafters. That'll be a point for the Trojans. They go up by 8. Jordan Garcia, even though the ball was in play when it crossed the net, it had hit the ceiling area. You can play it off the ceiling if it's on your side of the court. It carries across, it's immediately blown dead, as was the case there. Trojans up 8, looking for more. Set up Megan Kinney in the middle. Back row, got the point, score. 12-3, Trojans on top here in game 3. Aaliyah Garcia to serve it up. Her serve across with some pace is an ace. Double-digit lead for San Perlita in game 3. Another timeout called by the Tigers. This resembles game 1, mirrored though. Visitors with a double-digit lead.
Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
After the timeout, a point is scored by the Lady Tigers, and that offsets the double-digit deficit they were facing. San Isidro's Maria Rendon now back to serve. Rendon, a right-handed server. Gets that over on the Trojan side. A good pass this time. Set up Modesta Garcia. Approaches, swings away. Played by the Tigers. Ball on the back row. Free ball coming up for the Trojans. They'll again set up Garcia, this time off the net. Back row there to play it for the Tigers. In the net it goes, though. Point scored, San Perlita. Back up by 10 at 14-4. Karime Rojas back to serve. Rojas gets it across. Played by the Tigers up near the net. Free ball for the Trojans to work with. From the middle, a back row set, Aaliyah Garcia attacks, founds the angle, and scores a point. Aaliyah Garcia has definitely stepped up her play here in game number 3. 11-point lead. That's the biggest lead for either team of the night. There's an ace served up by the Trojans. 12-point lead. Rojas to serve again. Gets that across. That is played by the Tigers. They will get it over. Back on the Trojan side, or right at you on the attack. Back to Garcia, and Aaliyah Garcia from the back corner scores again. Doesn't matter where she's at on the court. The Trojans are finding the hot hand. Right now, Aaliyah Garcia dominating this game. Karime Rojas to serve again for the Trojans of San Perlita. Ball over the net, played by the Trojans. Garcia two-hands it over on the Tiger side. They'll set it up in the middle. Alvarado reaches back. Block right back on the Trojan side. They'll keep it alive. Two hits called. Point scored by the Tigers. Like I talked about in our Hacienda Forward keys of the game, Tigers need to just keep with relentless pressure off that front row. They do have hitters. Right now they've been offset by the play of Aaliyah Garcia. That serve carries out of bounds. Point San Perlita. Jasmine Rodriguez rotates in to the ball game to the front row. Meanwhile, back to serve is Alyssa Nieto. Deep serve, back row, carries out of bounds. Tigers score. Mia Alvarado back to serve. Alvarado had some good serves in games 1 and 2. Those games were thoroughly controlled by San Isidro as far as the lead goes. Ball over, back row, out of bounds it goes. Another point for the Tigers. 11-point lead. Next serve by Alvarado, in the net it goes. San Perlita up 19-7. Ball back on the Tiger side. Setting it up on a high set for Garcia. Blocked by the Trojans. Ball still alive. Back on the San Isidro side of things. Jordan Garcia tips it over. Modesta right there to play it for San Perlita. Set up Megan Kinney. Hits it over. Nice play by the Tigers to keep that one alive. Kinney two-hands it over. Tigers scrambling. Now set it up. Garcia one-hands it over. Trojans now setting something up. A long rally here. Tigers set up Garcia, eases it over. Played by Rojas off the back row. Set up Kinney, right side. In the net it goes. Point scored by the Tigers. Resilient play that time by the San Isidro Lady Tigers. Now a substitution in the game for San Perlita as Perla Moreno checks back in the game, replacing Modesta Garcia. Meanwhile, serving Nicole Delgado. Deep serve, back row there to play that. Moreno with a pass. There's Aaliyah Garcia, gets it over on the Tigers side. Tigers trying to set it up in the middle. Hit across, Rojas there to pass it. They'll set up Garcia. Couldn't dig that out of the net. Point scored by the Tigers. San Isidro to within 10 at 19-9 here in game 3. Nicole Delgado to serve it again. Delgado, a right-handed server. Lets that one fall. The officials will let her reset it. Tigers won the first 2 games, made game 1 look easy. Were it not for the extreme pinpoint serving of the Trojans in games 1 and 2, they would have been even further on the lopsided things on the scoreboard. Points scored there by the Trojans. They reached 20 here in game 3. Megan Kinney with a deep serve. Played on the back row. That may have been going out. Tigers will keep it alive. Back on the Trojan side, a good pass. Garcia sets it up. Tipped by Rojas. Nice play by the Tigers there to cover that at the net. Ball back on the Trojan side. Rodriguez with a pass. Set up Rodriguez right side. In the net it goes. Point scored Tigers. Good defense that time by San Isidro. Extended that play, allowed him to score the point. Karina Perez back to serve. Deep serve, that's an ace, served up by the Lady Tigers. Karina Perez. You can see just a determined look on this San Isidro team. They avenged an earlier season loss when they traveled on the road to knock off Rivera, trying to avenge the only other loss in district play, which came to the hands of San Perlita's Lady Trojans. That serve went out of bounds. Point scored San Perlita. Lady Trojans to serve as Jalissa De Luna strolls back to the line. Gets that one just off the net, across and scores the point. 22-11 score. Next serve across, a deep serve, carries out of bounds. Service there, scores a point for the Tigers. San Isidro has to climb a long way back here in game 3 to get within striking distance. Jordan Garcia will serve. Short serve, played by Kinney, still on the back row. Garcia's there. Kinney helps it over. Tigers on the attack. Set up Kenya Ortiz. She's been quiet here in game 3. Nice play that time by the Trojans. Set up Aaliyah Garcia. She hits that out of bounds on the back row. Aaliyah Garcia has been anything but quiet here in game 3. Missed on that one. Serve across by Garcia. Diving play on the back row by the Trojans, by Moreno, keeps that alive. Ball back on the Tiger side. Ortiz, in the net it goes. Point scored, San Perlita. Back up by 10. 2 points away from taking game 3 are the Lady Trojans. And Aaliyah Garcia back to serve. Modesta Garcia checks in the game on the front row for the Trojans. Ball up at the net. Tipped over on the Trojan side. Kinney there. Nieto helps it. Put over across by Rojas. Here's the Tigers. Alvarado. Kinney there to play that. Set it on the back row for Kinney, looking for the back line. Played by Delgado. Ball back over on the Trojan side. Again, they'll set for Kinney in the middle of that back row. Tigers there to play that off the net. In the net it goes. Point scored, Trojans. Long rally. Tigers really never got that big set for a kill opportunity on that rally. They were just keeping the ball in play. Trojans now serving to win. That's in for an ace. And why not Aaliyah Garcia to end it? Game 3, 25-13. San Perlita wins that one. Game 4 coming up.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. How about this 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500, a regular cab, custom wheels, bedliner, 21,000 miles, power everything, $25,900. Or how about this 2015 BMW 328i, fully loaded with an X-Drive, navigation, sunroof, leather interior, $18,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Services have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Sherryland IS.
Back here as we get set for game number 4 of this best-of-5 series between San Isidro and San Perlita. Lady Tigers serve it up and away we go, and that is an ace served up for the home team as San Isidro, on the strength of an ace serve by Nicole Delgado, up 1-0. Next serve across, a deep serve this time, carries out of bounds. In game 1, early lead by San Isidro, and they win easy. In game 2, a midway lead established by San Isidro. They win 2 rather easily. Game 3, all San Perlita from start to finish. Game 4, we start tied at 1 apiece. Garcia puts that over. Here are the Trojans on the attack. Set it over on the Tiger side. A high set in the middle. Jordan Garcia reaches for some extra. Hits it too strong, out of bounds. Points scored to San Perlita. Modesta Garcia to serve. Modesta Garcia will put it into play. Just across. That's an ace. Trojans go up 3-1 in game 4. Modesta Garcia has been a thorn in the side of the Tigers tonight as they try to calculate how to return her serves. This one makes it easy as it carries out of bounds. Tigers down 1 at 3-2. Karina Perez back to serve for San Isidro. Gets that one over. That's an ace. Tied at 3. The only time we were back and forth as far as staying within striking distance was up to the midway point of game 2. But again, San Isidro took the lead and never gave it up. First time they trailed was to start game 3. All tied at 3 apiece here as the Trojans play it across. Tigers setting it up on the attack. Jordan Garcia reaches over. Played on the back row by Moreno. Ball back up at the net. Trojans get it over on the Tiger side. A high set again by Delgado for Garcia. Better reach this time. That is in on the back row. Tigers go up 4-3. That's what was missing in game 3. Was that just continued barrage of hitting by the Tigers on the front row. That's an ace served up. Tigers go up 5-3. Modesta Garcia will check back in the game for San Perlita. Meanwhile, back to serve, Karina Perez. Down the line, that carries in on the line. Points scored, Tigers, they go up 6-3. Perez serves up the ace. 3-point lead, no room for error here for the Trojans of San Perlita. Despite winning game 3 convincingly, they're still down 2-1 in this best of 5. That ball off the rafters, point scored by the Tigers. They go up 4 here in game number 4. This one to 25. If we get to game 5, we go to 15. Tigers to serve again. Karina Perez arcs it over, played by Kinney with a pass. Nieto there to help it out. Kinney puts it over. Played by the Tigers. A high set. This is Ortiz. In the net it goes. Point scored, San Perlita. Trojans' Megan Kinney rotates back to serve. Meanwhile, Perla Moreno back in the game. Kinney gets that just over, carries out of bounds. Tigers back up 4. Jordan Garcia back to serve. Short serve played by the Trojans of San Perlita. Aaliyah Garcia gets that over. Here come the Tigers setting it up. High set in the middle. Reaching back as Alvarado. Gets it over, scores the point. Mia Alvarado on the kill. 5-point lead, San Isidro here in game number 4. Jordan Garcia to serve again. 2 Trojans there to play that. They'll set it up for Rojas. Big swing, counts the point for the Trojans. Karime Rojas out of nowhere. 9-5 game. Substitution for the Trojans as Julissa De Luna checks in. De Luna to serve it up. Across, that's an ace. Makes it a 9-6 game. Another serve by De Luna coming up. Deeper serve this time. That's in. Another ace. Back-to-back aces for De Luna. 2-point game at 9-7. Julissa De Luna went short in the first serve. Got that one just in on the back row. This time down the angle. That's another ace served up by De Luna. It's a 1-point game. 9-8 the score. Julissa De Luna now serves to try to tie the game up. That's a cross, out of bounds it goes. Point scored, Tigers maintain the lead. They go back up 2. Back to serve is Maria Rendon. Rendon puts that into play. Trojans there to play that. Free ball coming up for the Tigers. Garcia with the pass. A set by Delgado. A swing by Alvarado. Played on the back row by the Trojans. A San Perlita. Kenny puts that over. Good pass again. Delgado on the set. Alvarado on the middle hit. Off the block. Point scored. Tigers go up 3. Back-to-back sets right in the middle of the offense for Mia Alvarado. Another substitute checks in. Araceli Nieto in the game for San Perlita. Serve over by Rendon in the net, though. Point scored, San Perlita. And now Aaliyah Garcia goes back to serve. She was a big factor in the Game 3 win. Haven't called her name yet here in Game 4. Serves here. Nice return of serve by Jordan Garcia. Punched over. That carries out of bounds, though. Point scored for the Trojans off the serve of Aaliyah Garcia. Aaliyah Garcia ready to serve again. Off the net. That's another ace. All tied at 11 apiece. Timeout call by the Tigers. Aaliyah Garcia continues to serve. Game 4 returns after this.
Focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
We'll bring it back here after a quick timeout. San Perlita serving, all tied up at 11 apiece. Aaliyah Garcia serves that over. Tigers there to play it. Set up Kenya Ortiz, reaches across, plays that on the Trojan side. Trojans back on the Tigers. Here they go on the attack again. Alvarado reaches up from the middle, hits that over the blockers, played by the Trojans. Middle set this time to Rojas. Across on the angle, point scored. Trojans go up 12-11. First lead of Game 4 for San Perlita. Aaliyah Garcia continues to serve. Just across, played by the Tigers. Still on the back row. Free ball coming up for San Perlita. The pass off the net. They'll set up Modesta Garcia. Hits it over on the Tiger side. San Isidro sets it up in the middle. Mia Alvarado carries it out of bounds. Points scored. Trojans, they go up 2. And Aaliyah Garcia continues to serve. Serves this one over. Played by the Tigers. Alvarado eases that over. Kenny with a pass. A high set this time. They'll set up Rojas. Looking for the back corner, played by Jordan Garcia. Ball off the net. Alvarado puts it on the San Perlita side. Set up Rojas again on the right side. On the angle, down and in. Point scored. Trojans go up 3. Karime Rojas on the kill. Aaliyah Garcia to serve again. Just over, that's an ace. 4-point lead. Aaliyah Garcia will serve again. Substitution checks in for San Isidro. Rihanna Trevino checks into the game to the back row. Aaliyah Garcia to serve. Ball up off the top of the ceiling area. Ball back on the Tiger side, nothing doing. Point score for the Trojans, they go up 5. 16-11, and that poise that we saw by the Tigers to start this night is now in the eyes of the Trojans, despite the fact they still trail 2-1. They're locked in right now and playing at a high level. Tigers set up Alvarado, that's off the net. Point scored Trojans. Alvarado was attacking the blockers, tried to come right between them and the net. Carried it in the net. Another serve by Aaliyah Garcia. She's been here a while. Good pass this time by the Tigers. High set, Alvarado tips it on the angle, got the point for the Tigers. That ends the service run by Aaliyah Garcia. Tigers gonna have to come from behind now as they trail by 5. Kenya Ortiz to serve. Ortiz puts that over. That's an ace. Tigers trim the lead to 4. Substitution checking in the game now for San Isidro as Roma Elizondo returns to the game. Kenya Ortiz ready to serve again. Deeper serve this time. Kenny to pass that. A high set. Rojas puts it over. Garcia there to play it for the Tigers. This time they'll set up Perez. Trojans set it up again. Free ball for the Tigers to work with. Alvarado, the set in the middle. Tipped over. Trojans there to play that. Set up Rojas, reaches back, swings away. Played by the Tigers, can't keep it alive. Point for the Trojans. Karime Rojas with a kill on her final play at the net, that rotation through. Steps back to serve. 5-point game, Karime Rojas to serve it up. Just across, that's in for the ace. Trojans up 6. 19-13. Karime Rojas to serve it again. Deep serve this time, played by the Tigers. Nice recovery that time by Delgado to keep that ball alive. Ball back on the Tiger side. Delgado, a diving play. Can't keep that one in play. Trojans go up 7. Up 20-13. Timeout called San Isidro. Game 4 continues.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. How about this 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500, a regular cab, custom wheels, bedliner, 21,000 miles, power everything, $25,900. Or how about this 2015 BMW 328i, fully loaded with an X-Drive, navigation, sunroof, leather interior, $18,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas.
Back here in San Isidro, and the Tigers took a timeout. It produces a point on a rally. They trail by 6 at 20-14, lead in the series 2-1. Game 4, though, they're going to have to play some high-level play or get some help by San Perlita. They want to end this without extending to Game 5. Trojans score again. 21-14, San Perlita with the lead. Araceli Nieto back to serve. 7-point lead for the Lady Trojans on the road. Serves that one across. Tigers pass it up near the net. Challenge and in the net called against the Trojans of San Perlita. Point scored Tigers. 6-point game. Nicole Delgado to serve again. Delgado puts it over. Trojans set it up on the right side, or left side that is. Played over on the Tiger side. Set up middle, Jordan Garcia got it over the blockers. Back there is Kinney to play that on the back row for the Trojans. Ball back on the Tiger side. Good pass, Delgado with a set. Jordan Garcia off the net. Played back up at the net, challenge there. And point scored for the Trojans. 22-15 as Modesta Garcia won that battle on a challenge ball right over the center of the net against Jordan Garcia. Back to serve is Perla Moreno for the Lady Trojans. Gets that across, that's near an ace. Nice recovery that time by Kenya Ortiz back there. Ball back on the Tiger side. This time a pass to Delgado. Set for Garcia, tips it over. Ball back over on the Tiger side. Ball back up near the net. Ball goes across, out of bounds it goes. Jordan Garcia is holding her right arm right now. First I thought she was adjusting an elbow pad. I'm not so sure. On that last set, she didn't look like she wanted to hit at all. So we'll watch her. Trojans on the play, get it over. Tigers set it up, punch it over by Delgado. Played back by the Trojans, punched over by Kinney, and a point scored for San Perlita. (23-16), Lady Trojans on top. Maya Duarte back to serve. For the Lady Trojans, in the net it goes. Point scored Tigers. 23-17, Jordan Garcia will serve. Gets that across, serves up an ace. Again, she's holding that right arm. Her right elbow. She was able to serve that across, but it didn't have the same pace as what we've seen before on a Jordan Garcia hit. Short serve that across, played by the Trojans. Back on the Tigers side. Diving play keeps that alive. Back corner, Garcia there to play that. Ball back on the Tigers side. Played over on the Trojan side. San Perlita on the attack. Set it up for Rojas. Tips it over the block. Got the point for the Trojans. 24-18. San Perlita one away from forcing Game 5. Julissa De Luna to serve it up. Serves it across. That is an ace. And get ready. Game 5 coming up as the Trojans have won back-to-back games after dropping the first two. 25-18. Game 5 coming up.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-up, 3-down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is the team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-Up, 3-Down Fishing Tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way. When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats. Laguna Madre Baits, 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas. Back here in San Isidro, Texas on a Friday night, a little volleyball action, and we extend to Game 5 of this best-of-5 series. As the San Isidro Lady Tigers won Game 1, 25-17, and made that look rather easy. It wasn't as close as that score shows. 25-20, they took Game 2, led from start to finish in that one. In Game 3, San Perlita took control and dominated. In Game 4, it was back and forth, and then San Perlita, much like San Isidro did in Game 2, established a lead at the midway point, never gave it up. And now we have a race to 15, win by 2 to decide this best-of-5 series. Tigers won the toss, they'll serve. Across, played by the Trojans. Kinney tips it over. Played there by the Tigers. They'll set it up. Jordan Garcia off the net. 2 hands head over on the Trojan side. San Perlita set it up off the net for Rodriguez. Back row there to play that for the Tigers. They'll keep that ball in play. Try to get it over, and it does. Trojans back on the attack. Tigers watching. Now they'll set it up in the middle. Garcia tips it over the blockers. Played there at a challenge of the net. Garcia tries to put it away again. Tipped over. Rally continues. Looking for the first point here in Game 5. Tipped over, and that's going to be a point scored for the Trojans. One nothing San Perlita. Modesta Garcia to serve. If you're just joining us, she was dominating at the service line, the only bright point in Game 1 for the Trojans. Set up Garcia, spikes it down and in. Point score for the Tigers. Jordan Garcia finished on that kill. Karina Perez back to serve for San Isidro. Tigers looking to take the lead. Short serve. Played by Aaliyah Garcia of the Trojans. Tipped over. Kenny Ortiz there to play that. They'll set up Ortiz on that left side. Block back at you. Carries out of bounds though. Point score for the Tigers. They go up 2-1. Two-1 lead. Karina Perez to serve again. Gets that one across. Deep serve. This time played off the rafters, off a ceiling fixture. Played back over on the Tiger side. It's a live ball. The rally continues. Jordan Garcia punches it over. Rojas there to play that. Aaliyah Garcia eases it over on the Tiger side. Looking for the high set. Kenya Ortiz reaches back, got it off the net, back on the Trojan side. Karime Perez there to play that. Rojas, that is. Ball tipped over, back on the Trojan side. This time it's Kinney. 2 hands it over. Tigers go on the offense. They'll ease it over. Good chance here for the Trojans. Pass stays on the back row. They'll just ease it back over. Tigers are on the attack. Leading 2-1. Ortiz looking for more. Got it. Points scored. Tigers up 3-1. That time the Tigers were able to withstand a long rally and still score the point. Karina Perez to serve again for San Isidro. Carries that out of bounds. Service error. Point scored, Trojans. Megan Kinney back to serve. 3-2 game as Kinney is ready to serve it up. Deep serve, that is out of bounds.
Tigers back up 2 at 4-2. Again, we only go to 15 here, win by 2 in game 5. Jordan Garcia back to serve. Gets it over. Tigers watch as the Trojans play it. Garcia with a pass. Delgado to set it up. Alvarado tips it over. Trojans back on the attack. From the back row, Megan Kinney. 2 hands that over. Garcia right there to play that. Up near the net. Punched over. Nice job by Delgado. Here's Rojas. Tips in the back corner. Nice play by Perez to recover there. Ortiz to the back corner. Moreno there to play that for the Trojans. This is Rodriguez. Nice dig that time. Ball challenge at the net. Won by the Trojans. 4-3 game. Tigers won it over the net. Aaliyah Garcia was able to carry that point through. Served by Jalissa De Luna. Deep serve out of bounds. Service errors coming into play here in game 5, going against the Lady Trojans. Maria Rendon to serve for the Lady Tigers. Gets it over, played back by the Trojans. Tigers, nice job just to recover that. Play it over. San Perlita trying to set up the attack on the back row. This is off the net, played by Rojas. Ball back on the Trojan side. Back set this time for Rojas. Punches it over, got the point scored. Wasn't sure she had the angle to get that job done. Point scored nonetheless. Lady Trojans down 1. Aaliyah Garcia back to serve. Just over. That's an ace. Trojans tied at 5 apiece. Aaliyah Garcia came to life in game 3. If you're just joining us, it was her play that literally extended this beyond a sweep by the Tigers, which they were poised to do. Ball back over on the Trojan side. Game tied at 5 apiece. Modesta Garcia spikes it over. Delgado there to play that. Ortiz puts it over, looking for the back corner. That is in. Points scored for the Tigers. Trojans thought that was out all the way. Official on the floor, able to have a good angle at that. Saw that in. 6-5 lead, Tigers to serve it up. Across, played back over on the Tigers side on the return of serve. Ball at the net, spiked over. Alvarado gets the point. Tigers score up 2. 7-5 as Mia Alvarado was able to finish that off. Kenya Ortiz to serve again. Halfway through game 5 on the Tigers side. Looking to win here at home. Ball back over on San Isidro's side from the middle. Punched over, played by the Trojans. Back row Kenny on the attack. Passed up in the net. Point scored. Trojans back to within 1. 7-6 game. Karime Rojas back to serve for San Perlita. Rojas to serve it up. In the net it goes. Another service error. That's at least 3 served in the net by the Trojans here in game 5. They'll call a timeout. Tigers up 2 in game 5 when we return.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
You have been taken. There will be no ransom note. A chance to escape. Can you use the clues that others have left behind? Are you clever enough to figure it out? Can you escape? Let the game begin.
Back here, San Perlita, after calling a timeout, will try to return a serve. They'll do so. San Isidro up by 2, will set it up. Jordan Garcia punches that over the left hand that time. Played back on the Tiger side in a hurry. Set her up again. This time Kinney there to recover that for the Trojans. They'll keep it alive again. Tigers trying to set it up. Delgado with a high set. Jordan Garcia spikes too far off the back row. Point San Perlita. Oh, they'll call a tip. A tip called. Tigers score the point. They're up 3. 9-6 score. Mia Alvarado back at the service line. 9-6 game. Alvarado to serve it up. Jump serve, deep serve, played by Karime Rojas. Set it up. Here's Leah Garcia. Tips that over on the Tiger side. Challenge to the net. Megan Kinney there. She'll be called over the net. Points scored, Tigers. (10-6) game. Now that's overruled. That's overruled by the net judge. And make it a 9-7 game. 9-7 game. Substitution in for the Trojans. San Perlita to serve it up. Short serve. Tigers trying to return it. Nothing doing. That's an ace. 9-8 game. Elisa Nieto to serve again for San Perlita. Deeper serve played by the Lady Tigers of San Isidro. Ball over on the San Perlita side. Trojans, Modesta Garcia sets up Kinney. 2 hands that over, looking for the sideline. Played by the Tigers. Free ball coming up. Kinney with a pass. Set for Kinney on the back row. 2 hands it to the back row, played there by Alvarado. Delgado gets it to Garcia. In the net it goes. We're all tied at 9. 9 apiece as the Trojans serve, trying to take the lead. Meanwhile, timeout called. San Isidro. Game 5 continues.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Back here, game 5 continues at the best of 5. All tied at 9 apiece. San Perlita serves it up, and it carries out of bounds. Nice read that time by Mia Alvarado. And the Tigers back up 1 at 10-9. Nicole Delgado back to serve for San Isidro. Played by the Trojans. High set for Kinney on the middle of the back row. Played over on the Tiger side. Set it up high. Spike off the block. Garcia scores a point for the Tigers. They're back up 2. 11-9 is Jordan Garcia. Was able to carom that off a blocker. Delgado to serve again for San Isidro. Gets at a deep serve. That carries out of bounds. 11-10. Pivotal point in this game as Modesta Garcia rotates back to serve for San Isidro, or at San Perlita. Serves it across, in the net it goes. Point score for the Tigers. Service errors again is a big, big factor here in game 5. Trojans have put no less than 5 into the net on missed serves here in this 5th game. Karina Perez to serve now for San Isidro. Short serve, played by Nieto. They'll set up Kinney. from the right side, two hands it over. Tigers set it up to Ortiz. Gets that back over on the Trojan side. Second hit over, back on the Tiger side. San Isidro setting it up. Middle, Garcia tips it over. Right there, back row, Moreno there to play that. Here's Kinney again, right hands it over. Nice dig that time by Perez. Ball up near the net. In the net it goes. Point scored, Trojans. 12-11. Substitution as Elizondo checks back in. Roma Elizondo for San Isidro. Megan Kinney back to serve for San Perlita. Kinney puts it into play. The serve is in, played by the Tigers, still on the back row. Free ball coming up for the Trojans, chance to tie it. Moreno with a pass. Garcia sets it up. Rojas puts it over, played by the Tigers. Set it up middle for Garcia. Back row there again, Moreno. Garcia sets it up again. Rojas puts it over. Back corner there's Alvarado to play that. Ball up near the net, two-handed over. Diving play. What a play that time by Rojas. Rally continues. Off the block. Point scored, Tigers. 13-11. That was athletic play on both sides. Timeout called. San Perlita. San Isidro 2 away from escaping here at home with a game win in Game 5. It continues after this.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-up, 3-down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great...
Going to bring it back here as this game is at a pivotal point. Ball up at the net, played by the San Perlita Trojans. Two-handed over on the Tiger side. They're up 2, needing to get to 15 first, win by 2, and capture Game 5, and thus the series. Trojans get it over. Tigers with a good chance here. A high set, middle Alvarado puts it over. Trojans there to recover. Nice play by Kinney. Ball at the net. Challenge there. Ball still alive on the rally. Tigers put it on the Trojan side from the back row. Moreno there to pass it. Kinney pushes it forward. Rodriguez gets it over. Garcia there to pass it. High set by Delgado. Alvarado puts it in the net. Trojans score the point. 13-12. San Perlita serving to tie it up. Jasmine Rodriguez back at the line. Rodriguez ready to serve it up. Deep serve, knuckles over. Played by the Tigers of San Isidro. Free ball coming up, nothing doing. Points scored, we're tied at 13 apiece. Timeout called by the Tigers. The next point is a big one. 13-13, Game 5 continues.
19. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-up, 3-down fishing tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Go ahead and bring it back here, reminding you that fishing tournament is this Sunday. That's 2 days from today. Make sure you sign up for that, my friends. If you're watching these games, get out there, tell them you saw it on Rio Sports Live, and help the Booster Club and athletes. Serve across by the Trojans. Played by the Tigers. Ball up near the net. In the net it goes. Point scored. San Perlita up 14-13. Jasmine Rodriguez serving. Now for the win for the visitors. Right-handed server. Rodriguez puts it in play. That's an ace. San Perlita captures Game 5, 15-13. They celebrate on the visiting side. Amazing comeback here tonight for the San Perlita Lady Trojans, and they continue their hold on first place in the district with a season sweep over the San Isidro Lady Tigers, and an amazing come from behind victory here tonight. Lost the first one 25-17, lost the second one 25-20. Win Game 3, 25-13. Game 4, 25-18. And game 5, 15-13. My Hacienda Ford Player of the Game, She Has It award goes to Aaliyah Garcia for San Perlita. It was her play in game 3 that literally brought her team back for the victory. And they win game 5. Final score 15-13 in game 5. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Again, a little high school volleyball on a Friday night. And a good matchup between two teams that are big-time rivals. And San Perlita with the victory. Reminding you we have additional games tomorrow as we've got volleyball action on a Saturday. We got football action tomorrow night, and then we've got high school basketball, the RGV Coaches Basketball Association preseason tournament on Sunday. Men's 8-on-8 football from McAllen on Monday. Hope you enjoyed this one. From my wife Dahlia, who ran the camera tonight, I'm Joe Bowling for Rio Sports Live. Until next time, so long.